Saludos amigos de Heavy Metal. En esta ocasión nos toca platicar con Brandon Saller, vocalista de Atreyu. So, hi Brandon, how are you?
Doing very well. How are you, man?
Oh, all good, man, all good here. Well, let's start for a little chat. First of
Mhm.
all, for someone who doesn't know Atreyu, how can you describe the band?
The best band in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, fuck. That's a hard question, except especially for our band. People always do that. You always meet people, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And you tell them, "Oh, I'm in a band." And they're like, "Are you famous?" And I'm like, "That depends on what you like." You know what I mean? Or what I like your band's like. It depends on what you listen to. I think we're one part hard rock, we're one part metal, one part hardcore, and everything in between,
Yeah, a
It's a
nice
tough one to
mix.
explain though.
Of course. Well, talking about it, you are releasing your third single and make the announcement for your new album. So, how do you feel after the release of the latest two singles, Death and Ego, and the last one, the All of You? How can you feel it of the reception
Mhm.
of these three singles?
It's been really good. I think that the release of Dead was really fun because it's like a really heavy song, really fast song for us, and I think it got a lot of our sort of older fans excited. And which was really cool for us to see. And then I think Ego Death was sort of just so off the wall that it had people sort of scratching their head as to what we were going to do next. um, which I think is great. I think All For You is definitely another curveball, but it's been great. I mean, we've kind of been having little milestones happen with these new songs that we've never had before, so the reception's been really wonderful. Feels good.
Yeah, that's right. And talking with someone about your new music said sounds like the early years of Atreyu, and you said it's the heaviest album since the in all your career. So how can you describe the sound of this new record?
I think we just tried to focus on what we think are the best parts of our band. We tried to really focus on what makes Atreyu great, and like what's the DNA of Atreyu that makes us special, and like really try and make all of those things present. I love all of our albums, but we have had certain albums that were missing some of that DNA. There's always been the majority of what makes Atreyu included in every record, but there's been some albums that maybe were missing. The guitar that we usually do, or some albums that were maybe missing more of the screaming vocals that we like to do. And it was really just kind of like focusing on our strengths and putting that forward. So I think people will. I don't think it sounds like our old music. I think that it's elevated and grown, but there's those elements. There's the heaviest songs we've ever written. There's the most metal songs we've ever written. There's also like the biggest kind of ballady moments as well. So it's just all the things that we think make the band great.
Yeah, that's right, and that comes with the process of creation. What can you tell us about this process with mix your visit to Tokyo and San Juan Island?
We just wanted to make things interesting. I think being a band for as long as we have, our main concern is just to make sure that every step of the way is exciting to us. Because I think being in a band is a gift. Doing what we do is a gift, and I think that we just wanted to make sure it's really exciting and doesn't ever just seem mundane. So we went to Tokyo for a week. We wrote about 6 songs in Tokyo. We went to the San Juan Island, that's off the coast of Washington, to this like beautiful house on the water. It was quiet and the exact opposite of Tokyo, and wrote about 6 songs there. And then we finished the album in Los Angeles with our producer, but just keeping it exciting and fun and just different. Even with, like you said, we made our with making the videos, like we went to Iceland to make 2 music videos for no other reason than it just sounded cool. Like that just sounded like something we wanted to do you know so we're kind of just taking the band and expanding into every little corner we can, because like I said, it's a gift. Not many people for a career get to travel the world and do whatever they want. So we're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, of course. And speaking of the new record, the title, "The Death is Not the End."
Mm.
Why you chose that title?
I feel like there's a lot of songs thematically on the record that sort of deal with that. Like I think that whether it be like relationship or career based or friendship based, a lot of times when things end in your life, it can feel so final. You know what I mean? You could feel so crushed and like, feel like you never like come back from things. If you get a divorce or you lose a job or, a family member dies or something like that happens, it feels in the moment like it's so final, but we kind of realize that in life, like there's always another chance, there's always another day, you know what I mean? And in most of those cases, you know terrible things and hard things can happen to you in life, and they usually only guide you to the next bigger, better thing that you were supposed to be doing anyways. So the end is not the end is sort of like a reminder to people that, like, the game's not over till you say it's over.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's a
Well,
testament for our band too. We've been through ups and downs. We've been through member changes. We've been through ups and downs in our career, and it's like shit's not over till we say it's over.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And the talking of the music, with your three singles, can you consider that Death, Ego Death, and All for You is a truly representation of the new record is, or we must expect any other surprise in these 13 songs?
I think as a whole, it's a really good picture of what we made. There are most definitely some curveballs still. There's definitely some surprises, but I think it's a really good picture of kind of the different roads that the album takes.
Yeah, that's right. So we can wait for Hear You Totally. And if you can't describe this album in one word, on one phrase, what would you use it?
Uh, our best record. Every band says it. Every band says it. Every band says their new album's their best album, but um, and I might think differently on the next album, but I truly think that we've never written better music. I don't think we've ever written music at this level for sure.
Yeah, and you came from a make it tour celebrating your 25th anniversary. So maybe it's a good way to to put a nice record in your history.
For sure. I mean, our band's been around now for what's almost 27 years. Well, yeah, it's more than 25, and I think for us, it's almost like proving ground. Like, we would love the world to watch a band make their best material 25 years in, 27 years in. You know what I mean? I think that the back 20 years of this band is going to be so much bigger and better than the first 20 years.
Yeah, that's right. That involved a thousand of tour, a thousand of concert,
Yeah.
even here in Mexico. And speaking of it, well, you have interesting, if I must say, history with the concert here in Mexico. Yeah, you have the ups and downs, like the Iron Maiden. Now you
Yeah.
came and with alone the last year, if I'm not wrong, and you came
Yeah.
again from the band's tour. So let's talk about this history. First of all, the Iron Maiden shows. What a little bit challenging, if we must say it. No? So what can you
Absolutely.
remember about it? What can you say us about those shows?
So that those shows were the most like polarizing thing we've ever experienced because first of all, it was our first time in Mexico. Second of all, it's with Iron Maiden in stadiums. So, you're talking 40 to 60,000 people. Um, we we were the only band on the bill that didn't fit. It was Carcass, Morbid Angel, Iron Maiden, Lauren Harris. Like we were the only band that didn't really fit the genre. Like it was legendary classic metal bands and Atreyu. But we played the show. It was challenging. People threw lots of change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We but when we got off stage, it was like what seemed like a horrible show was validated because one, we walked off stage to multiple members of Iron Maiden that were like, "Great show, you finished your set," which lots of bands don't even get to do. And we were like, "Okay, that's great." And they were like, "You're here because we want you to be here. We just want you to know that." So that also felt cool. And then later in the day, we both shows we found out that we sold every piece of merch that we brought. So it was like, okay, like I think there was a lot of people here that loved the show, but there was also 30,000 others that just wanted Iron Maiden. So it was hard to tell, you know? And I think that that really showed when we came back and headlined for the first time last year, that it really showed like people really cared. And obviously, we're coming back this year for Warp Tour. And we did some more shows with Iron Maiden 2 years ago in Canada, and it was the exact opposite experience. It was like the best experience ever, and the crowds were insane and really cool. So I think it's just also growth in the band, but definitely a humbling experience nonetheless.
Yeah, that's right. But in the other hand, like I said, in your 25th anniversary tour, you came here in Mexico. The reaction were different. Even you guys are sharing with your people off the stage with the crowd. So how could you feel it, that experience?
Oh, it was awesome. The energy in Mexico was so good. It was so cool, man. Like we want to come back and headline again. Like it took us way too long to come do a proper tour in Mexico, and now that we did, it's like we can't wait to come back.
Yeah, that's right. And now you came back in a few months in the band's Warped Tour. It's
Hmm.
more the diverse music festival, and which means, and I'm 100% sure that the reception will be very warm. So how can you feel about playing in this kind of festival, Brandon?
I think it's great. I mean, Warp Tour. Every time we've ever done Warp Tour in the past, it's been so cool because there really is like so many different bands, so many different genres. There's something for everybody. And now the way they do Warp Tour is just on a broader scale. It's a bigger stage, bigger crowd. So we're very much looking forward to it. And I mean, Mexico just has that passion, so it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, and what we must expect about I mean it's a few months. It's September, but you have something planned for that show?
I mean, really, it's just to play as many songs from our catalog as we can. You know, like in those kind of shows, you really try to sort of make a greatest hits set. You know, because we don't have tons of time. So I think people can just expect to hear all of their favorite songs. You know.
Yeah, and all the lineup. You can think in one band you are waiting to share stage with or see their show.
Papa Roach, the homies. Love any chance I get to hang out with those dudes. There's so many good bands on Warped, but yeah, just looking forward to the whole experience. I'm gonna eat probably about 450 tacos in 2 days and drink my body weight in margaritas.
Okay, that's cool. And speaking of the concerts and the crowd, in the last years, the people are recording maybe some songs, maybe the whole show. As a musician performing and see the people with their cell phones in their head, what is your perception about it, and what do you think about this practice?
It's a double-edged sword, really. I think that part of me is would love for people to just put the phone down and enjoy the show, live in the moment, you know. But at the same time, I'm confident in our band and our live show. So if someone records our live show and puts it on the internet and a bunch of people see it, I feel like it's only good to spread the word about the band. So it's like good and bad, you know.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And well, just for ending the interview, Brandon, two more questions. In April 24, when your record it's it's released, what can we must expect from the death? That is not the end.
I mean, I would on the 24th when the record comes out, I would put in headphones or get in your car or go to your best stereo you have, turn the volume all the way up and just listen from front to back. I think that um, if you've been an Atreyu fan for a long time, I think that it will take you down memory lane and also take you into what the future of Atreyu is going to be. But we're very proud of this record. I think it's a cool thing to sort of be able to elevate this far into our career, like we said, and we're very proud that we did that.
Yeah. And all of the record you said, all the songs are good, but can you recommend us put special attention in one of those songs which is not a single?
Yeah. Um, well, there's a song called "Children of Light" that is amazing. It's featuring Max Cavalera. That's definitely a shining track on the record. I love "Afterglow." To me, is a humongous song. And I love the last track on the record, "Break the Glass," is really fucking cool too.
Well, let's put a focus on it. And the last question, a little bit more personal. What means music for you, Brandon? What means music in your life?
It's everything. You know what I mean? When there's periods of my life where I don't have music, I'm not as happy of a person. Music has raised me. I started touring when I was 17 years old, and I haven't stopped. So when I'm home from tour, I write music with other bands. So like, if there's too much time where I'm not making music or playing music, it turns me into a worse person. So really, it's everything.
Yeah, that's my good. Well, that's all from my part, Brandon. Thank you for your time. And last
Thank
and
you.
not least important, please invite all your people, all your fans to see you here in the Band's Warped Tour in September.
Yeah, absolutely. Come see us on Warped Tour. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be an Atreyu show to remember. We'll play some new songs. We'll play some old songs. We hope to see all of you there.